February is one of those months that doesn't look like much on the surface, but there's a lot going on. The garden still feels asleep. The land looks quiet. And if you're anything like me, winter may have taken more out of you than you expected. So before we even talk about tasks, I want to tell you this. It's okay, you're not late. People may be going on and on about all the seeds that they've got started already, or all the pruning that they've done, or all the bulbs that they've planted, or all these things, but it's not too late. So do not stress. This is not the time to stress. This is still a time of relaxation, of planning, of preparing, and for just kind of quietly considering the things that you want to do. Yes, I've definitely planted a lot of seeds and started a lot of seeds, especially in my winter sowing method. Hundreds, in fact, hundreds of varieties, which is so exciting. But I've been taking my time with it and doing it on the moments where I don't have anything else to do, and maybe doing 5 or 10 bags at a time and then putting them out. And once they're ready to put up, then I put them up. We have plenty of time. You can still even plant onions if you wanted to. Now is a great time to get those in. Once March comes along, now it's starting to get too late, but just relax and it's okay. February is the perfect time to start doing those garden tasks that need to get done before spring starts. And we don't have to stress and we still don't have to worry. This month is all about small, gentle actions that get you ready for spring. Small actions, thoughtful timing, and a lot of trust that what you do now is going to have a huge effect later on. So I'm going to go through today about things that I'm doing on the homestead in the garden to get ready for spring, and things that you could be doing if you wanted to. But first I'm going to get off of this ice because we have about 8 inches of ice. Not even snow, literally just ice. I am walking on the top layer and it is slick. February is the time where we start looking to prune, but we don't prune just because it's February. We gotta wait till the conditions are right. I can't prune right now. As much as I want to, I cannot prune right now. So this is what we're waiting for. We want the daytime temperatures to be around 40 degrees for a few days. We don't want it to get cold and freezing right after we prune because it can damage the cuts. So watch the weather, and when you have a few really warm days, that's when you're going to want to prune. And you're also not going to want to prune when the weather says it's going to rain within the next couple days either, because then that can also damage your cuts. So we want dry, somewhat warm weather. We're talking 40 degrees as your average for a few days in a row. Not a lot of wind, not rain, definitely not snow, and definitely no freezes. If you don't have a window like that yet, that's okay. Remember, pruning is a season, not a set month. So we can still prune in March. If it's staying cold like this, March is going to be fine to prune. So you're going to want to prune your fruit trees. You're going to want to prune your grapevines. You're going to want to prune your roses and any of the bushes that you have that produce fruit, like your blueberries or your currants or your gooseberries. And remember, when pruning, when in doubt, do less. But I'll do a whole video on pruning as soon as I get out to the garden and start doing my own. Roses are going to love it if you prune them hard, though. Roses are the ones that they do better the harder you prune them. In fact, I had a rose bush that got mowed every spring down to the ground, and then it would come up. Now, this is not a grafted variety, but it would get mowed down every year, and it got bigger and bushier and healthier and greener every single year. So when I say lightly prune, I don't mean roses. Roses like it hard. If you're having some warmer days and your soil is not completely frozen yet, February is a fantastic time to lay down your mulch, to lay down some compost, and really start adding some soil amendments to your soil to make your garden beds and your ground more abundant and healthy for when you plant in the spring. This is a great time to start doing your larger project maintenance or building garden beds, if there's no snow on the ground and there's not a lot of plants growing right now, this is a great time to add those extra beds that you wanted. Maybe dig and get that base for the pond that you wanted to put in. Maybe put up that trellis. And then when spring and summer really hit, you can have those plants growing up around those. And you don't have to worry about damaging them in the process of building something. I love to take my chicken bedding and put all that fresh manure that they're giving onto my garden beds at this point of the year. I start usually in December, so December, January, February, I'm putting chicken manure on my garden beds, and that way they have it has a chance to compost before I start planting things into it. And so having those spread out on the beds is going to add a lot of nitrogen and some good stuff to my soil, and it gives it enough time to really cool down and not be too hot for when I plant. Now, this is something that I wish I had done. I knew it was going to snow on Saturday night, and I had all these things that I was going to do, and there was a lot to get ready for the snow because we knew it was going to be a bad one. And so, we were getting the firewood ready. We were making sure that the cars were where they needed to be in case there was ice. Anyway, there was a lot going on, taking care of the animals, getting them all ready. And I wanted to sow a bunch of wildflower seeds that I had, and I wanted to sow them so that they would be under the snow, and I missed it. But we're going to get more snow, so I'm not too worried about it. But if you're in an area where you haven't had your snow yet, or snow isn't on the ground and you know it's coming, I would go out the day you know it's going to snow or the day before, and I would scatter those seeds everywhere. And then the snow can sit on top of your seeds, and as it melts, it soaks them into the ground, and the snow protects them from the birds and the animals that might want to eat them, and it kind of holds them in place so that the wind doesn't come and blow them away. So scattering your seeds before snow onto the ground where you want those flowers to grow is a perfect timing situation, especially because most wildflower blends love to be cold stratified. So those seeds are going to love being out in the cold and getting that cold treatment so that later on, when it's time for them to really start sprouting, the sun comes up and it's getting warmer and the soil is getting softer, they have a real good chance of germinating and thriving. This is definitely the time where I'm winter sowing my seeds. So I started last month, and I'm still doing it. I'm not stressing about it too much. I'm doing maybe 5 or 10 bags a day, maybe skipping some days, maybe doing more if I have some time. But winter sowing is what you're going to want to do now. The method that I'm using is winter sowing in Ziploc bags. I know a lot of people who use milk jugs, but we just don't get those because we use raw milk and they come in mason jars. So we don't have a whole lot of milk jugs. I love the winter sowing in Ziploc bags idea. It's super cheap, it's super easy, and it's really, really low maintenance. And so I don't have to worry about all those seedlings in my house. Again, they get this cold stratification. You don't have to worry about hardening them off. They come up at the perfect time for them, and you're not forcing anything. So they're stronger, they're healthier, and they are coming up earlier than you would think. But there are lots of winter sowing methods, and so if you don't want to do the Ziploc bags, no problem. There's lots of other ways that you can do it as well. The seeds you're going to really want to focus on for winter sowing, though, and getting them planted now so they can get that cold stratification, is perennials, hardy annuals, wildflowers, native plants, some annuals, herbs. Lots of these things, they depend on that cold. And so if you see those plants dropping seeds in the fall, most likely they're going to do really well with being winter sown. February is also a time when a lot of people really like to start seeds indoors. I'm not going to be doing that this year, but this is the time that you're going to want to start doing those really long-term plants, the ones that are slow growing at first. So don't worry about like tomatoes or watermelon or anything like that. Things like herbs like rosemary and oregano and thyme, onions and leeks and celery, brassicas, things that are going to do well early spring before your last frost date. Perennial flowers are also things that you want to get planted now if you're going to be starting things indoors, and even annuals. A lot of those annual flowers that you see in the grocery stores or at your local nurseries, they've started planting those seeds now so that they can be big enough that you can just pop them into your pots outside or your hanging baskets, and they're ready to go as soon as that last frost date hits. You may even be able to plant some plants now, like your spinach, some lettuces or kale, radishes and beets. Those are things that you could maybe even get depending on your zone. If you're zone 7, definitely. I'm 6B, so it might be pushing it a little bit for me. But if you have an outdoor raised bed or something that's not completely frozen yet, it might not be a bad idea to start planting some of those seeds outside now and then letting them grow. If you have an orchard, now is definitely the time to order those sprays. If you like to spray your trees, I don't necessarily like to spray my trees, but this is the time that you'd want to order those things so that you can be ready to spray them before buds set. And definitely order your fruit trees and your bushes now. Anything that you want to add to your food forest or edible perennials, that's what you're going to want to order now. If they're not already sold out on most varieties, they're going to be very soon. So I've got a fantastic link for Food Forest Nursery below. And if you want some seeds, I got a great link for Botanical Interest Seeds, which is my absolute favorite place to get seeds for a dozen reasons. But there's lots of good stuff down there. Check those out. Also, make sure you're getting those cover crop seeds now, because that early spring planting of the cover crops is going to be happening sooner than you think. And so get those seeds ready to go so that when it's time, all you have to do is go out and plant them. This is a fantastic time to repair any broken tools that you have. Get together your seed starting trays. Make sure everything's put together for spring and pruning time. Get those sprayers together, because I really I like to use my the Roundup sprayer, not Roundup, not the actual stuff, the actual chemical, but the Roundup sprayer for spraying my seedlings with water, because it's a very gentle mist and it holds a lot of water. I can have a lot of control of it that way. Okay, and then just really make sure that you're planting stuff. So get together what you're going to plant, write it down in your calendars. When do you want to be planting your seeds? When do you want to have your seedlings being put out into the garden? Look at your seeds packets and see when you need to plant things so that the starts can be ready to go when you want them in the garden. Plan if you're going to do rotational gardening, rotational crops this year. Plan out what your new beds are going to be. If you're doing some fruit tree guilds, make sure you're planning what plants you need to plant, what seeds you need to start now in order to be able to get those plants in the ground around your fruit trees, ready to go when it's time. Also, you're going to want to take any cuttings. Great time to do that is when you're doing your pruning, but take some cuttings now of your perennials, and that's a perfect thing to do right now. Get those rooted, and then you can have some free plants this summer. Perennials, things like hydrangea or fig, or even grafting some fruit trees. This is a great time to do that. Elderberry, currants, blueberries, all those things. This is a great time to do that. Hardwood perennials. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. There's going to be lots more good videos coming out now that spring is on the way. Okay, I hope that it warms up soon, because I cannot wait to get out into my food forest and prune. Cannot wait. I've been anxious for this for a long time. So I hope you guys have a wonderful February. I hope you get lots of accomplished, but don't worry or stress if you haven't gotten anything done yet. There's still plenty of time. Now is the time to do it though, but still stay steady. A little bit at a time gets a lot done, and everything that you do right now is going to have a huge benefit later. There's so many people who are not even going to do a thing right now in February, and they're going to start planting in March or April, and that's okay too. So if you get anything done this month, be proud of yourself. Good job, and stay blessed.